Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Cameron, and I have the pleasure here of interviewing a former student of mine, Mrs. Dawn Gibson. Um, what I remember most about Dawn that sets her apart from a lot of students is that she was a human being first and a wonderful student second. So I think that's a pretty special characteristic to have within all people. Anyhow, she went on to school and she went into multimedia journalist. And yeah, I'd just like to thank you here. And we have a few questions for you here today. And if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, your job title, occupation, what you've done, that would be great.
Hi, my name is Dawn, as he told you, and I have worked on and off for the last 3 or 4 years as a journalist on Vancouver Island, and I have also been kind of traveling in between my times working on the island and working various writing jobs and photography jobs, so it's kind of led me everywhere, and yeah.
That's awesome. So what are some skills and traits you believe you have that have been beneficial for this job, Dawn?
I think definitely the ability to talk to anybody about anything. I think developing a strong ability to communicate with others about what their interests are and have good people skills is a trait that I've had to work on definitely in order to get people to open up to me, as well as some skills in photography and basic writing skills, all which I kind of acquired through practice and through my schooling.
If you were to think of some rewards to tell the students out there as part of this job, or you know, some things maybe you don't care about, if we could focus on rewards first. And
Some rewards from being a journalist?
yes,
Yeah, I would say that.
or that you really like about being a
Yeah.
journalist.
I really love the freedom to be creative. So for me, working at a job where there's a lot of diversity and a lot of opportunity to express myself in a creative way is definitely one of the highlights. I love writing and I love making things beautiful, so that's been a lot of fun, as well as the ability to travel. That's something that's really important to me, to learn and see the world, so that's been a highlight from it.
Excellent. Any stressors, things that stress you out about the job?
I would say that it's very fast-paced when you're working in a newsroom specifically, so things have to be done that day and very quickly, and you have to be on top of it. So in my office, it was kind of a minimum 4 stories per day the later I worked there. In the beginning, it was even slower than that, maybe a couple stories a day, but things keep speeding up as information moves quicker on the internet. So you have to change your workflow to adjust to the changing world, I guess.
Oh, that's wonderful. Can you tell us a bit about salary, benefits? Is like just a range?
Yeah, so the salary, I guess, for when you're first starting out, I would say was between like 40,000 to 45,000 a year. So you make like maybe about, I wouldn't want to speak for all journalism positions, it completely depends. But if you're working for like a community newspaper, I would say the average wage would be between $18 to $20 per hour. And I did have benefits at the place that I was working at in Victoria. But if, as I'm traveling and just doing writing jobs or photography gigs, it's based off what you set your value at. And there's not really benefits, I guess. They're not health benefits or things like that.
Okay. I guess too, it'd be like someone like Peter Mansbridge, long time anchor for CBC News, and you know, he started in a northern community in Manitoba in Churchill, and now, you know, he's been the anchor of our news in Canada for years and years, so I guess it'd be a big difference there,
Right,
depending
right.
on how long you stuck with it.
Right, and the place that you're working for, and there's so many factors and so many different roles you can play in the newsroom, and it's changing all the time. So it completely depends on kind of what realm you're in, what your experience is going to be, I would say.
Right. So can you tell for the kids out there, all the students that are aspiring to be a journalist or get into writing and so forth, what kind of education did you need or look at?
Yeah, so I did, I studied at the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology, I believe it's still called that, SAIT, in Calgary, and it was a 2-year program. And the route I took, you can take 2 routes in it. You can go in, and the first year is the same for everybody. It's just journalism. And then you can apply to specialize in photojournalism. So that's what I did. In the second year of the 2-year program, I did the photojournalism route. So that's focused a little more on the photography and video side of things, which I think is quite important to have a multi-dimensional practice if you're going to enter into the realm of journalism. Now, I would say just learning writing isn't enough. You should practice photography as well, or a little bit of video.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wonderful. So what about work and life balance? Like, you know, everyone likes to have fun, and kids like, you still have to enjoy life. I mean, so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it also depends on your position. Like some, they're going to want to be able to call you or contact you if, you know, things break out or news breaks out. You kind of have to be available depending on your position. But for mine, it was really, really kind of your average 9 to 5, Monday to Friday position. But always working in journalism, it can be a little unpredictable with scheduling. Sometimes they'll want people to cover the weekends, or so it's pretty flexible, I would say. And I got lots of time to play, lots of time to. I guess it just didn't really feel like I was working too when I'm doing something that's fun and creative and.
Yeah, as a former teacher, I quite often tell the students to get into something that they really enjoy, because then it really doesn't feel like you have to work again.
Yeah, I never woke up one day and thought, oh God, I have to go work today. It feels more like, okay, what kind of experience am I gonna have today? I have no idea.
So what are you kind of looking forward to ahead? Are you looking to advance and to
Yeah, so having worked for a company for the last few years, I love that, and there's a lot of benefits to it. But personally, I think I'm kind of headed towards creating something that's my own. I would like to work on my own personal projects, selling photography, working for myself as an entrepreneur essentially. And I'd like to dive into a little more schooling and just keep learning and growing in it. I think I can take what I learned in school and with my position in journalism and apply it to another kind of adventure of that realm of doing things, writing and photography.
And I don't know if we're not going to talk politics and stuff here, but your particular job with the media and the news and so forth, the media has been taking a lot of attacks lately from south of the border and even here. How would you answer to the kids out there? What do you think are some real true values to your job as a person in media?
Yeah, I think you have to always listen to your heart and listen to what you hold true. Put that in your writing. And we learn in journalism school, we have a whole class dedicated to ethics and what's okay and what's not okay to print. And I think sometimes right now, especially kind of in the political world, broadcasting and journalism get confused, where broadcasting is a lot more for entertainment and journalism is supposed to be strictly factual. It is you're not allowed to have an opinion in journalism. It's completely objective. So I think just being careful and mindful of who you're writing, the person you're writing for, and trying to always show both sides and be completely objective in your writing in regards to journalism is key and necessary.
I don't think you could have had a better answer, and that's something that I would have never known that you actually have to take a class on ethics and values, and that actually makes me feel a lot better now about journalists, because I was getting to the point where I wasn't sure if I could believe what I was reading.
Right.
And-
So you have to be careful of the news sources you're choosing as your news. You know, there are a lot of media outlets out there that maybe claim to be news but aren't really a reliable source. Like, we're always learning in school that you should have more than one source. You should show both sides of it, even if you don't agree with it. It's not about what your opinion is. It's about what the full scope of the story is. Your job is just to put the information there for someone to decide for themselves about what they think. Your job isn't to put the opinion on people. And that's, I think, what some of the problem is with, I guess, some of the media outlets right now, is that they're telling you what your opinion should be or giving a bias, and that's not what journalism is supposed to be about.
Wow. Well, Dawn, on behalf of the Regina District Industry Education Council and the Southeast Cornerstone, who I'm working directly through the Education Council in Regina, I'd like to thank you very much. Have some excellent ideas and some excellent beliefs, and above all, values. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care, and all the best moving forward.
Thank you very much.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
day, everyone.